Okay, intersection here. But this is one of the things you see in the Uares periodically. These are no longer maintained, but I think these must have once been farm roads, or they could have been, access roads to gold mines and things like that. A lot of gold mining in this area, but I don't think that people who own gold mines would necessarily want a big old road headed straight to their place. Alright, splitting the trail, and this sign here. The Christopher Bingham Plantation, built about the year 1780. This was erected by a scout troop in 1975. I wonder if that's the same troop, since it was also an aluminum sign, that did the Camp 4. I think I have it on film so I can check it out. 1780. That's a long time ago. But if I understand my history correctly, these mountains were used by Native Americans going back 12,000 years. So that kind of puts 1780 in perspective too. So I've not been down this trail before, and well, I've been a short way down it, but not very far. So I'm going to head down this and see what I can find. Alright, one trail goes that way. But here is a trail to the Bingham graveyard. Also aluminum, presumably from the same scout troop. I'm pretty sure in 1780 the Binghams were not going to be moving around with huge marble headstones. Let's see where this trail goes. Okay, I can see running water down there. That's North Prong Hannah's Creek. Don't know where this trail goes, but I do know that this one goes down to the creek. I'm going to go a little ways down it. To continue my explorations. After a rain on mud, it would be nice to have trekking poles. Well, I can't tell. We'll see if there's a campsite over there. I mean, I can't really tell, but this is a nice little stretch of creek. Now it's higher probably than usual because of the rain, but another thing to find. And there's the blue tarp. So I'm going to approach this tarp. I don't know if anybody's there or not. I've heard rumors of permanent campsites in this area. So I want to see if this is one of them, because it could be. We'll see. I don't know what the humidity is. It's got to be close to 100%. My shirt is literally completely soaked, and that's just from sweat. It's not from water. But when I get back to camp, I'll just take it off and use evaporative cooling and hang it up, and maybe it'll dry. I don't know in this humidity. Anyway, I found this Bingham's Graveyard in Camp 6. Now, Camp 6 was that piney camp that I found. Excuse me one sec. This with the white blaze down there in the distance, this is the Burkhead Mountain Trail. That's the one I was on earlier that went to the ridge. It's also blazed in this direction, and here telling you it's a spur or a intersection. So I'm not going to go down that way right now. I'm going to head back this way because this is back to my current camp and also back to lunch. And it's 11:39, and it probably will take me 10, maybe 20 minutes to get there. So we've come to a little bit of a loop here. If you go up this way, it goes to that steep incline. That's also where the Bingham Plantation sign was. This is telling you Burkhead Trail goes both of those ways, and to the Tothead Trailhead, which is a good long ways up that way. But I came in last night on the Robbins Branch Trailhead, and this is the way back to my camp. So that's the way back I'm headed. So when I thought I'd seen everything, there's a blue mushroom. Never seen that before. Oh well. Things that jump out at you in the wild tend to freak you out. Here's the thing that I just encountered. But it startled me. Oh well. Hey, Benbrook back. So my kitchen has evolved a little bit. I found this board that somebody left here. I don't know who. But anyway, it's holding my food. I'll go over that in a moment. My cushion over there, just, water and things like that. Belt kit. Told you on the hike that my shirt was completely soaked through. So I made a little hanger for it. I have very little belief that it will do any good, but it was kind of fun to make anyway. Alright, so lunch today. I have Land of Lake Colby Jack cheese for hors d'oeuvres, along with salt and vinegar peanuts. I'm trying out shells and cheese, aged white cheddar and black pepper. Kind of sounds a little bit like cacio e pepe, which is an Italian dish made with Parmesan cheese and black pepper. Theoretically, I'm supposed to microwave this. That should be exciting. For 3 minutes. But I'm just going to boil water super hot and put it in there and let it sit as long as it needs to. While I'm waiting, I have today a Gourmet Select Mediterranean style tuna. Premium tuna with sun-dried tomatoes and extra virgin olive oil. So, we'll see how that goes. Okay, my shells and cheese is a Walmart or Sam's Choice special. That looks promising. They're kind of delicate and small. I think boiling water could help with that. I could put them in a pot and boil it. I don't care if they're really kind of crunchy. But this was more exciting because the cheese is in a soft packet. So that sounds like that's going to be pretty scrumptious. But we'll see. All right, I just want to come back and tell you, Starkey's Gourmet Selects Mediterranean style tuna is a win. I was really skeptical about this. I was like, do I really want to eat this? I was hungry. I opened it up. It was juicy. It was flavorful. It doesn't, it's tuna. You know it's tuna, but it has a lot of flavoring in it that makes it just better. Mediterranean. It is what it says it is. So, thumbs up on this. I would definitely do it again, and I would definitely consider adding it to pasta, maybe even this, shells and cheese or something like that. That would probably be really good too. But this was a win for $1.24, I think it cost me. This is what the shells with pepper and cheddar look like. Okay, I will tell you that this is quite tasty, as you can tell. It does remind me a lot of a cacio e pepe, which is the Italian made with Parmesan cheese, fresh pasta, and black pepper. Pepperoni, for all this is microwave. Pepperoni, the pasta, the macaroni, was it was decent. It wasn't bad. I think it cooked all the way. The sauce, there's some powder that was supposed to cook in the microwaving process, and I'm not sure it did. I got powder at times, and since the sauce was a liquid, that didn't make any sense to me. But oh well. Here's the damage. 340 calories, 12% of your fat, 13% of your saturated fat, but only 2% cholesterol. The sodium, wow, 1130 milligrams, off the charts, 49%. I'm hoping that I'm replenishing what I have sweat out here, because I am sweating a ton for all that the temperature is not horrible. But look at that, 10 grams of protein, 19% of your daily recommended protein. So, you know, viable backpacking food, not good for you, but pretty tasty and sufficiently peppery that it'll make your nose run. Well, that's my trash so far. Not bad. Well, it's been kind of a slow day in camp after my hike this morning, which got me completely soaked. Kind of a light rain has settled in, and to some degree that's deterring me from doing stuff, but part of it too is just I really don't want to have to put everything up and stow everything in order to go somewhere. Now that said, I could go one direction down the trail back towards Robbins Branch Creek, and I may yet do that. There perhaps are some trails that I could explore off that way. But I've been working in the meantime here. These are some feathers that I did with my Eldris, which is pretty fine work. I believe that's tulip poplar. And I've broken up some sticks. Some are damp, but the inside is dry. I collected some holly twigs because I found that holly trees have really superb twigs for starting fires. So that's what it is. Right now I'm listening to somebody firing guns, series of 5 shots, usually. And that's kind of in the distance where we get outside the boundaries of the, not the Uwaris, but outside the boundaries of Burkhead Mountain Wilderness under private territory. Maybe a mile or so that way, I really don't know. So what I'm hearing is not somebody hunting, it's definitely somebody just shooting off some rounds. So anyway, that's a little bit of update. That's what I'm up to. So this morning I took a picture of a bright red mushroom, the yellow base, and this is what it looks like now. It's a beautiful mushroom. Hey, welcome back. I lay down in my hammock for a while, and I was out and woke up a couple hours later. I've been, excuse me. I've been on go for a long time. Our house is on the market, and every day is like get up, clean house, get some more stuff done, you know, making the house look better and all that kind of stuff. So to be able to come out here to the wilderness and to not do much, it's been great. But I woke up with the feeling that something had woken me up and something was different. And it took me a while to figure out that the drippiness that I had heard had stopped. And then it occurred to me, because I arrived here right after a rainstorm, when things were dripping, that it may have been, raining off and on literally the entire time I've been here, although I didn't realize it until right before lunch when I was filling up my water down by the creek. That's when it really kind of occurred to me. So I don't, there's such a heavy canopy here, it's hard for a light rain to kind of filter through. And that's, I think, what we pretty much had. But I woke up, went up the trail a little ways, and yeah, the sun has been trying to poke out for the last couple of hours since before I crawled in my hammock just to rest, and ended up taking a nice little nap. So it is now a little after 6, and I think I'm going to chill out for a little while. Have until 9 o'clock before the light disappears, and so I don't have to worry about the kamikaze bugs that were dive bombing me last night. I think I'm going to cook and eat and clean up with all of that stuff beforehand. Probably leave this tarp up just, I was going to say to dry it out, but it looks pretty dry. So I don't know. I have some choices to make after I have cooked dinner, so I'll figure those things out. But for now, I'm going to just kind of relax, listen to the weather, to the wind kind of blowing in and out, listen to nature kind of calming down from the day, and I'm just going to be. It's good to do that every now and then if you don't get the chance. Just being. And being one with nature is even better. Hey, Bentbrick back. One of the good things about falling asleep and taking a nap today is that I'm going to have to be up early tomorrow morning to accommodate everything. I was writing down everything that I need to do, and basically my time is accounted for between 5 a.m. and 3 p.m. tomorrow, and that includes a lot of driving, several hours of driving back and forth to different locations. So to come out here, I dropped my boys off at my parents' house, and that's about an hour and 15 minutes away from here. It took me about 45 minutes to hike in at night, being very deliberate, very cautious, as you all know, because of my concern that, there might be a snake on the path. So I'm looking at about 2 hours from the moment I leave camp until I get to my parents' door. I promised my parents that I would join them for breakfast with the boys. They love to go out to breakfast, and that's probably what we'll do. So what I'm trying to figure out right now is what do I need to do in order to get out of camp at latest by 6 a.m. And so I've figured out a couple of little shortcuts here that I can do. Number one, this is my breakfast for tomorrow. It's just Quaker oatmeal and a double coffee. Now the reason that this is pre-breakfast, right? Obviously it'll be 2 hours before I go out to breakfast with my parents, but I need to fuel myself for the hike and for the drive and all that kind of stuff, and definitely with the coffee. What I'll probably do then is just put in a cup of water for the 2 packets of oatmeal, and fill up my Kapilka cup with water and dump that in as well. Boil it all, pour out a cup of coffee first. The remainder of the water, the cup, is going to go into my oatmeal, and I'll go from there. I may use my pot tomorrow and not worry about having to clean it. I can scrape it out with my scraper. This has been one of my nifty little add-ons this time, and it's the head of a scraper that I got at Walmart excuse me, for about $2.44. But to clean a pot after you've eaten, it's fabulous. It saves a lot on cleanup and things like that, and you can just lick the scraper when you're done with it, and then rinse it off, throw it back in your bag. So anyway, as far as tomorrow goes, low maintenance kind of breakfast, and it shouldn't take long. I do still have some some alcohol left in my Trangia stove. So I think what I'm going to do is just put it on, turn it up full boil, and let it burn off and boil up the remainder of my water. As you may have noticed, I've already taken the tarp down that was over my campsite. Earlier today I did catch a cell signal, and it looked like it was not going to rain anymore. And so because it's not going to rain anymore, well, it claims that. It still may. I have my tarp up over my hammock still. But by being able to strike the tarp over my cooking area, I've been able to pack up some gear. And again, looking at what I'm doing tomorrow, my real goal here tonight is to have everything basically packed except what I'm going to sleep in, meaning my tarp, my hammock, and well, probably my pad that goes in my hammock right now. I didn't bring an underquilt because I could strap a pad on externally on my backpack and save some room, and go with the 33-liter pack. So what I'll probably do is basically package everything else that I possibly can up until then. So enough rambling. I want to show you what I'm having for dinner. This is Street Kitchen Asian Scratch Kit from Passage Foods. I got this at Walmart. Serves 3 to 4. It's ready in 20 minutes. And it requires chicken, potatoes, a small onion. I don't have that. Half a cup of water and 2 cups of jasmine rice. So these are the seasonings. This is the yellow Thai spice pack. Here's the yellow Thai curry paste. Pretty exciting. And this is coconut milk. So those are the seasonings that came with this. I have already cooked jasmine rice, so it's not going to take very long. Got a can of potatoes and a can of chicken. So my only real concern about this is probably having too much food. But if I have too much food, I do have a large Ziploc bag, and I can simply wait until the food is cooled, scrape it into the large Ziploc bag, and I can pack it out so that I don't leave any pile of food sitting around for critters tonight. But that's the only concern. I'm excited about this. There's a whole line of these. They have them from Moroccan, from Mexican, Asian, Indian, all sorts of things like that. So if you're looking for, something that might work for camp food, this sounds pretty good. And the other thing I'm excited about is the possibility of making these up at home in full 3 to 4 person quantities, tweaking them to adjust my flavoring and tastes and things like that, and then being able to dehydrate them and put them in individual freezer bags so that I can, or whatever the case may be, so that I can take them out camping where all I have to do is add water, and that will save some time. Tonight I am going to be using this pile of wood. I was practicing some Eldris shavings here, feather sticks. These are, again, the holly sticks I may have shown you earlier. And this is my Luxottica stove now in wood burning mode. So that will be what I'll be working on shortly. Hey, Netbrick back. I just made the revelation that for all, the chicken would be really good to have, and for all that I'll have to pack out a little bit of extra weight with it. If I have rice and I have potatoes and all this other stuff, it's just going to be way too much food. It's going to provide a lot that I'm not going to be able to pack away. So what I've done basically is decided, okay, I'm going to hold off. I'm going to leave the chicken in the can. I'm not going to open it. I'll pack out that can of chicken whole, and that leaves me basically with starches. It leaves me with the jasmine rice, with potatoes, with the Thai curry seasonings and all that kind of stuff. And it may not be the best, but that's what I want to do, and I'll live with it one way or another. I have protein. I have peanuts. I have cheese and other things like that, so I'm not hurting for protein in any kind of way. It's just a question of what's going to make the most sense under these circumstances, and I think trying not to stuff all this food into me is the way to go. So even a can of potatoes is going to be an awful lot, but I'll have to see. I may hold up on the rice. I may save the rice and eat the rice later. Thai curry potatoes might be my dinner tonight. We'll have to see. I'll judge once I'm seeing how much food is actually in the pan. So this is kind of fun. This is that bark that I had earlier, and I stripped it of its wet stuff and stuck it in my pocket, and now it is dry enough that it may take a spark. That may be the crucial tinder for me tonight. And my new priorities, because of course it's starting to rain. right after I took my tarp down. Okay, this fire is being predictably troublesome with all this basically pretty damp fuel. I just got to get a bed of coals in the bottom. Alright, so this is my yellow Thai curry, but vegetarian Thai curry with just potatoes. I can tell you it's got a nice flavor to it. Got a really nice flavor to it, a subtle hint of kick, of spice. I will definitely try this as a pre-made dehydrated, adding other things to it. You know, the chicken and the onion and the rice as well. Okay, just kind of thicken things up. I did add some jasmine rice to this. Really tasty. I'm looking forward to it. Hey, Bentbrook here. It is 8:36 and the light is fading fast. Behind me you can see the remnants of an old chimney. This used to be a homestead where I'm camping, and I can see why. There's a broad level area here. So where I am, I have finished with my dinner. I've cleaned up. I have packed just about everything that I can possibly pack this evening. I'm in kind of a waiting game right now. Hope for a good night's sleep and then get up at 5 and get out of here as quickly as I can. I'm leaving my Luxottica stove out, packing everything else. I've packed my food bag with trash and all that, but in the top of it I have my breakfast and my pot and my food for breakfast. So that will happen pretty quickly, hopefully, and it really doesn't take long for me to strike a tent, strike my hammock, and get stuff packed. So I'm really hoping to get out of here, and actually by getting up at 5, kind of change your point of view here. I'm hoping to have a little bit of extra time that I can spend with my parents once I get back out there. So that's about it. This will be my last post for the evening, and I'll look forward to heading out in the morning. It's been a good trip. I've had some real high moments. I'll tell you, the darkness and the wet got to me a little bit. I love rain. But when you're alone, when you're in solitude with lots of rain, I begin to understand the people on the show Alone in terms of their psychology. It can be challenging. I have good things to look forward to. I have breakfast with my parents and with my children tomorrow morning. My wife will be working, so she's not going to be able to join us. But that's really nice. But when you're kind of closed in by the woods in some ways, until you kind of become one with it, it can get to you, and even if you're one with it, as I was today at many moments, there are times when it's just fatiguing to have it, start to rain again. I struck my tarp and it started to rain again. Not significantly, I'm no wetter than I have been the entire trip, which is shirt soaked through, but that's the way it goes. So anyway, I'm going to sign out for the night, and I will see you all in the morning. Thanks for watching. Got another little friend in camp tonight. Hopefully that won't bring any snakes in camp. Bentbrook here. I have struck camp. That weather forecast was way wrong. It's been raining the entire time since I struck my first tarp. So I had to pack a wet tarp. I had to pack all sorts of wet stuff. And that just means lots of gear dry out tonight or this afternoon when I get a chance to do it, not till after 3. So that's kind of a pain. That's a royal pain. But I'm okay on schedule. I'm a little bit behind. One thing I didn't factor in was how long it takes for oatmeal and coffee to cool to a drinking point. Coffee's not a big deal. I've been slurping that away. The oatmeal is kind of like the molten lava when I first took a sip of it. So I'm just waiting for that to cool off. I'm going to sort of double time it when I get on the trail. But again, I have to be careful in these wee morning hours to be on the lookout for snakes. My little toady friend that I found last night in camp, I saw him again this morning, so evidently he made it through the night, which is a good thing. No snake came wandering in looking for him. Or if it did, he outfoxed them. So anyway, this may be my last, next to last probably. I'll probably from the trailhead say, okay, I'm out. But it probably is pretty close to my last post. So anyway, I hope you all have enjoyed the video. I really appreciate you watching. And if I don't make another one because of time constraints or whatever, thank you all again. Pembroke out.